Hello friends. Hi friends. Hello friends. Hi guys. What is up you guys? Hi guys. What's up guys? Hi guys. Hey guys. Hey. It's my 23rd birthday, and honestly, I don't feel like celebrating. I don't want to celebrate. I don't feel good, but I do have thoughts and I do want to share them with you. I do want to make the most out of my experiences in life, and I feel like sharing these really hard things is the best I can do because I know that other people are going through similar. Whoa. Oh, wow. It's just really that sunny right now. I know that sharing my struggles with you guys is a good thing, and it's really all I can do with this lighting. It's really all I can do with what I've been going through. So if you don't follow me on Instagram or you're not, close with me, you might not know, but on November 6th, somebody very, very important and special to me in my life tragically and unexpectedly died, and I have been in the worst place I've ever been in my life. I don't know how this is going to grow and change, but I do know that I want to make grief and dealing with death a conversation, and I want to make this a safe place, a safe corner of the internet to talk about these hard things, how real these things are, and how much, we deal with them, and how much society ignores people who are dealing with these things. Celebrating my life and my birthday at the same time that somebody very important to me doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right to celebrate my life when his has ended in the way it has. I am struggling this year to celebrate my birthday. So, I was trying to figure out what to do with all of this, and I figured I would share with you 23 things I've learned in 23 years. Not in the way that this video has typically been done before. I don't want to tell you, save money, plan for your retirement, don't spend money on designer bags. I don't want to tell you that stuff. That stuff is so absurd, and sure, save money for retirement. What I'm here to tell you are the true core values that I carry and the things that I've learned existing in late stage capitalism, existing in hard spaces, and existing in ignored spaces. Trigger warning, some of this stuff is dark, but here we are. If you don't know who I am, my name is Mad. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. Usually I share lifestyle content, which I plan to do. I also like to integrate philosophy and thought-provoking conversation into my videos and my content, so please subscribe and stick around if that's something you're interested in. And if you are dealing with the loss of a loved one, just know you're not alone. Feel free to reach out to me on Instagram, which is always linked in the description box. Number 1, you're gonna die. I know it sounds crazy because we're human and that's part of our experience, but I feel like this year I really was faced with death and with the acknowledgement that I too am subjected to the same experience, the same finality, the same ending. In acknowledging that reality of life, it's allowed me to be more present, be more understanding, empathetic, and live in such a way where I'm valuing every moment and I'm valuing things that feel important to me at that time. Acknowledging my finite nature as a human being, as a living being, that's kind of allowed me to live life in a more full way. Number 2 is to nurture your creativity. This is something I ignored for a long time. I know I'm a creative person, but I was a perfectionist and I was being so hard on myself. I think it's something that I want to make a part of my day-to-day, and that's what I've been doing between DIYs for my apartment, painting, writing poetry, writing music, just nurturing those things, because that's really what keeps us going. It's what builds meaning into our everyday lives, creativity and art. Number 3 is not to plan too far ahead, i.e. future tripping. I am the biggest future tripper. I always have been because of my recent experiences and my losses and my gains in life. I've learned that like having a rough idea is great, but understanding the fluidity of life and not sticking so much to a plan to where it bleeds into your present moment and ruins opportunities of being in the now, that's just not worth it. Number 4 is just to become comfortable with change. It kind of goes with the last one. I think the pandemic taught a lot of people this. You can't plan for everything. Things can be unexpected. Things can change so quickly. My plans for my entire future have shifted over the past year, and that's okay. It's hard to accept that change is inevitable and it's scary and it's unpredictable, but change is a reality and it's something that we all deal with. It's okay to once again accept the fluidity of life. Number 5 is to feel your feelings and feel them loudly. Don't be afraid to express how you're feeling to other people, especially those that are your friends or your loved ones and people you can trust. It's okay to say, hey, I'm not okay, or hey, I'm doing great and this is what I need, or this is what I don't need. And especially when it comes to grief, I've been very vocal and expressive with it, and I feel like that scares people, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because it's helping me through the pain and through the process. Number 6, it's okay to ask for and accept help. Rejection of help is something I've had to unlearn, and asking for help or expressing when you need something is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of self-care and self-love, and we have to recognize that we are only human and we cannot do it all. We cannot serve every purpose in our life, and sometimes we need someone to help us with things, and that's okay. Number 7 kind of goes hand in hand with number 6. I feel like all of these somehow are just kind of interlinked. You're gonna have to unlearn a lot of stuff, especially through your early 20s. There's so much built up trauma, and especially us Gen Zs, there's generations of unresolved trauma and bad habits that have been passed to us that we need to learn to unlearn. Learn to unlearn. Number 8, reading is amazing. We should all be reading way more than we do. Number 9, you will never figure things out. There is always something to learn and something to gain. There's always change happening. So even when you think you've figured it out and you've cracked the code to whatever it is, happiness, love, life, living, dying, there's still more. Life is fluid, it changes, and you're never gonna fully figure things out. It just keeps going and growing. Number 10, learn to accept who you are because all you have is yourself. For real. This one seems pretty straightforward, but it's very hard. As much as we want to think there's always going to be someone there for us, sometimes there just isn't, and sometimes you have to rely on yourself. And in order to do that properly, you need to nurture yourself and love yourself. So put yourself first. Go to therapy. Even if everything is okay, especially if things are great, because then when things are not great, you are prepared mentally. You have a support system in place, and oh my gosh, is it the best thing? And also, don't expect your first therapist to be the one. Keep trying. Don't be afraid to keep trying. Number 12, money is not everything. In fact, it's almost nothing. Yes, we need it to survive. Yes, we are in late stage capitalism and we are suffering and we need to pay our bills, but don't base your value on your income. If you have enough to survive and you're happy outside of that, that's just so, oh my gosh, that's just incredible. Yes, obviously we need money. I don't think I need to make that any more clear than it already is. We need happiness, and happiness and money are not interchangeable. This one's big. You do not have to run your own business to be successful. It's okay to work for someone. Entrepreneurship is not for everyone. It's a hard thing and it's not for everyone. And you can be successful by working for somebody else or by running your own business. And just because society pushes hustle culture and running your own business doesn't mean that that's the only way to be successful in life. Hair change. I needed to get it out of my face. Number 14 is to not become too attached to plan A. Like I said before, it's really good to have a plan in place. Things can change and passions can change, and it's okay to have goals and a plan A that you decide to let go of, which is something that I've really learned this year with my career crisis. It's okay to admit to yourself, okay, I'm ready for change. Number 15 is that uncertainty and confusion are good things. I mean, I feel like those emotions and feelings have really been kind of demonized and looked at as things that are not good. Like, you have to be certain about everything and you have to know what you want all the time. It's okay to not know, or to be confused, or to be on a path where you don't really know where things are taking you ultimately. And it's gonna just teach you to grow, and it's gonna teach you how to tune into the things that you want. Number 16, it's okay to let people go. Not all friendships are gonna work. Not all relationships are gonna work. And if you know that it's not working, or that it's not healthy, or that it's not providing you with anything useful, let it go. It's okay. I've had to let go of a lot of toxic friends this year, and yes, it's been hard. It's been hard to like grieve those people and the losses of those friendships, but it was good for my brain, and that's really what's important ultimately. Getting older is not a bad thing. Aging has been so demonized by the media and by like beauty standards and the beauty industry really as a whole. So many other cultures around the world have such different perspective about aging and getting older. Those perspectives are usually positive. Getting older is a rite of passage. It's a level of maturity. It's a level of respect that you can gain. The West world really demonizes the natural process of life, which is getting older. It's a privilege to get older. Not everybody gets to do it. And I just want to let you guys know that it's okay to get older. It's not a bad thing. Okay, this one is so much easier said than done. Live your life for you. Do the things that you want. Do what makes you happy. I know a lot of us have expectations from our parents. There's such an expectation to impress the people around us, whether it's family, grandparents, friends, ourselves. You have one life to live, and living it for you is the best possible thing that you could do. This next one is such a cliche, but I think it really is demanding our generation for so much more sincerity, and that's just live in the moment. I know you're probably rolling your eyes, and I'm sorry, because every time I hear it, I roll my eyes too. But at the end of the day, ultimately, all we have is right now. Like I said before, we can future trip all we want. We still don't know how things are going to turn out. We can live in the past, although it's important to acknowledge that the past makes us who we are, and it shapes our present, and it also is filled with painful and beautiful memories that we should completely carry with us. There's a difference between nostalgia and memory versus like living your life in the past. Accept your future as unknown and fluid and ever changing, and kind of a little bit out of your control in some sense, and just learn to focus on right now. Be with your loved ones, be present, get off your phone, feel the sun on your skin, whatever it is, and just live for that moment. Number 20, I know this one is going to be different for everybody. For me, I have found that I am not a partier and I don't like to go out anymore. It's just not for me. I don't know if I've aged out of it. I don't know if I'm just having a phase where I don't want to do it. But ultimately, there's more to life than drinking and partying, and more to life than your party friends. And I think it's important to acknowledge that having sober times with your loved ones and your friends is really crucial to building healthy relationships that are based off of authentic connection. So it's just something to consider. And this one might not be for everybody, but for me, I've found that going out, always having a drink when your friends are over, isn't the way that I want to live presently and live in the moment. Like, sometimes, yes, those things are warranted and fun. Other times, I just want to be sober with my friends and be able to have a good time without any substances being involved. Number 21, it's okay to apologize and take responsibility for things. I know it's a really hard thing to do for a lot of people, owning up and taking ownership of the things we do that hurt others intentionally or otherwise, but it is a really important part of building strong and functional relationships. Number 22 is that we are different people every day. I'm a different person every day. I'm growing constantly. I'm changing constantly, and that is not a bad thing. It's okay to miss past versions of yourself, but ultimately acknowledging that change is inevitable, and it's beautiful, and it's painful. It's just transformative. If I wasn't a different person every day, if I wasn't learning and growing every single day and actively working towards becoming a better version of myself, I don't know what the point of any of this would be. And number 23, forgive yourself and forgive the past. These past few years I've been really hung up on who I was before the pandemic and who I was before this event and that event, and honestly I think it's just accepting the now and being here now and saying, you know, that version of me existed. It was very real. The emotions I felt were very real, were very raw and true at that time, and those those values I had were so true at that time. But it's also okay to acknowledge that values change, life changes. All of the things in the past just accumulated into who you are today. It's not that your past self is so distant and disconnected from you. It's that your past self has just transformed into what you are now. But letting it go and recognizing that there's a new reality for you and there's new lessons that have been learned is incredible. Okay guys, so that is 23 things I've learned in 23 years. It's been a really hard year. It's had its instabilities, it's had its change, it's had its beauty. Overall, I think, this past month has taught me so much about myself and the things that I need as a person, the things that I need to change going forward, the things that I need to value going forward. And I'm just glad to be here, and I'm glad to be able to share these things with you guys. I hope that you guys had such a beautiful year, and I hope that even through the difficult times and the grieving and the losses and the gains and all of it, that you found something to build meaning around and something to keep you going. I will talk to you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching and being here for me. Love you guys. Bye.